One day, in a small neighborhood on the outskirts of the city, there was a gray cat named Tom. He was not like ordinary cats. Tom was smart, mischievous, and always had strange ideas. But because of that, his life was always filled with unexpected adventures. Today, Tom's stomach was growling with hunger, so he wandered around looking for something to eat. Suddenly, he passed by a large hospital. A strange scent, a mix of disinfectant and baby milk, piqued his curiosity. Then, out of nowhere, the sharp cry of a baby echoed from inside. A baby? I've never played with a baby before, Tom thought to himself. Curious, he quietly climbed onto the windowsill, slipped through a small gap, and jumped inside the hospital. The hallway was silent, with only the dim yellow light casting faint shadows on the walls. Tom moved carefully, trying not to make a sound. As he neared the room where the crying came from, he hid behind a chair and observed. Inside, a baby, just a few months old, lay in a white crib. Its big, round eyes were filled with tears, and its face was red from crying too much. Tom blinked, feeling a sudden pang of sympathy. "I'll take this little one home." Without hesitation, Tom jumped onto the bed, gently bit the blanket wrapped around the baby, and pulled it out of the crib. But unfortunately, a nurse spotted him. Panicking, Tom quickly dashed away as fast as he could. Back at his small house in a hidden corner of the neighborhood, Tom placed the baby on his old, worn-out mattress where he usually slept. The baby looked around with curious eyes, its tiny hands waving in the air. "I remember humans usually bathe babies before playing with them," Tom mumbled. He fumbled around for a moment before pulling a small basin to the center of the house. Then, Tom ran to the faucet, skillfully turned the valve, and filled the basin with water. But when he turned back, he saw the baby crawling clumsily, almost falling off the mattress. "Oh no! That's dangerous!" Tom quickly rushed over, scooped up the baby, and gently placed it in the basin. Using his front paws, he carefully scooped up water and poured it over the little one. To his surprise, the babe burst into laughter, happily splashing water everywhere. After finishing the bath, Tom wrapped the baby in a soft, fluffy towel and placed it on the mattress. But then, another problem arose. This little one must be hungry. "I need food." Tom quickly searched for an old phone he had picked up somewhere before. He dialed a number and called Swan, a graceful bird who sold food around the neighborhood. "Hello, Miss Swan. Bring some food to my house right away. I have a very special guest who's really hungry." On the other end of the line, Swan's voice sounded a bit puzzled. "A special guest? Who is it?" "Just bring the food over. I promise you'll be surprised," Tom replied with a mysterious grin. Before long, Swan arrived at the door carrying a bag full of delicious food. Nutritious porridge, warm milk, and some soft pastries. "Here you ordered in such a hurry. Who is this for?" Swan asked, glancing around curiously. Tom winked and pointed toward the baby lying on the mattress, its big round eyes staring at Swan with curiosity. "Ta-da! This is my special guest!" Swan's beak dropped open in shock. "Tom, you kidnapped a baby?" "Don't say it like that. I just brought the baby home to play." Tom giggled. But as Swan was still in shock, Tom suddenly narrowed his eyes and stared at her. A thought flashed through his mind. I bet swan meat tastes delicious." Swan shuddered. "Wait, what are you thinking, Tom?" But before Swan could escape, Tom leaped forward in a blur, pouncing on her. Moments later, the house was filled with the mouth-watering aroma of roasted meat. Tom tore off a piece of hot, juicy meat and carefully fed it to the baby. The little one curiously reached out, touched the food, and then opened its mouth, chewing noisily. "I really am an excellent caretaker," Tom thought proudly. But just as he was basking in his success, the door suddenly burst open. A woman rushed in, her eyes red with worry. "Where is my child? Oh my God, my baby!" Tom the cat was startled, but before he could react, the mother had already dashed forward, wrapping her arms tightly around the baby. Thank you for taking care of my child. But I have to take them home," the mother sobbed. Tom watched as the mother and baby left, a strange emptiness settling in his chest. He glanced down at the table, where a little food still remained. Letting out a sigh, he curled up in the corner of his house. Outside, the moon hung high in the sky, quietly illuminating the city. Tom mumbled to himself, "Tomorrow, I'll have a new adventure."